Sons of the Forest is another survival game. Or well, it is supposed to be. But these elements, the horror and the survival, are the main problems of Sons of the Forest. Because even though this game is classified as another survival game, this game is not so scary and is not so survival. And this is such a big problem for a game like this, a game that was supposed to be the best survival game ever. Of course, everything that is gonna be told in this video is about the actual state of Sons of the Forest. First of all, Sons of the Forest is not so scary. It is not at all. And this is such crazy because if you think at the forest was another experience, but the forest is extremely scarier than Sons of the Forest. And this is such a surprise. How is it supposed that the first game is scary, but the second one is not scary? First of all, the enemies. Because the enemies are one of the big problems for Sons of the Forest. Compared to the forest, these mutants, Sons of the Forest mutants, are not scary. Not at all. Even though the design is so beautiful, they're not scary anyway. And how is it possible? It is not their design fault. It is all about their dimensions. When you play the forest, the first thing that you're gonna see when you meet an MC or a Cowman or a Virginia is that they're taller than you, faster than you, they're taller than you. Everything about their dimensions and their agility is better and stronger than you, bigger than you. In Sons of the Forest, this is completely the opposite, because every mutant, but John 2.0, are smaller than you or as tall as you are as the player. This is something that makes the difference. The mutants of this game are short, too short to be scary. And that's for this reason that many players are not so scared about this. Now, hopefully, some new features that have been added with patch 14, with the latest patch, increase the sense of fear. For example, the new emerging and breakthrough ground ability of twins. This is such a great addition because it's going to improve the fear, improve the horror element for such an incredible design mutant. But that's not enough, not at all, absolutely not at all. If someone would ask me, which is the best or most scary mutant in Sons of the Forest, I don't know what I could answer, because there is not one mutant that have me like, oh my god, I'm shitting in my pants every time that I see it. And sadly, all these problems also affect the cannibals. Because, you know, there is a different lore. So in the forest, the cannibals were mutated children. In Sons of the Forest, they're actually natives. They're actual natives. But once again, the dimensions of these cannibals are simply killing the fear element. Because when it comes to titans, lady titans, they're not scary, they're just goofy. I said when I was talking about mutants that the design was not a problem, because they were so well designed. Now, when we talk about cannibals, we are making a different speech. These cannibals are not scary at all, because they do not appear scary. They do not appear spooky. They have, I will say, human design, and this changes the way we relate to them. In the forest, we had very, very tall cannibals. All cannibals didn't even have pupils, they had black eyes. And this was just because they were mutated children, but in Sons of the Forest, they are extremely human. And this is killing the horror vibes, because these cannibals feel human, they act as human. They are humans. And for this reason, we're not so scared from them. And here again, the theme of dimensions, because these cannibals are shorter than us, or maybe as tall as we are, just like the mutants, and this is a problem, So these are the main problems, in my opinion, about mutants and cannibals. Then we could also talk about the new AI system, about the new AI companion, just like Calvin and Virginia, but honestly, Calvin is so goofy that probably everything that he could do, everything that he will do, will absolutely destroy the horror vibes. That's what happens. But once again, guys, if you wanna ask career experience and you think that Virginia and Calvin are part of this problem, guys, just go kill them. Go kill them. This is the only one thing that I will suggest you, because this is the only one thing that you can do. And then there are other things that could change and that are absolutely affecting the horror element. For example, caves. Caves are not so scary. And why are not so scary? Because they're not so distorted. I dare any one of you to go into one cave and to see blood traces. Blood traces. In the forest there were body parts, that you had limbs, you had guts everywhere. In Sons of the Forest, this is nowhere seen. I've tried to see all around. There are some dead bodies, yeah, there are a lot of skeletons, there are some skulls, but guys, where the hell is blood? Where the hell is blood? Because there is not one single location in the caves where I can see blood. In the Forest, we had tables covered in blood. We had blood traces. We had body parts, just like in Sons of the Forest, but with more blood. Why in Sons of the Forest we have no blood? This is what it lacks of. Why we have only skeletons and dead workers. The dead workers are not scary. They're just puppets that are hanging from the cave ceilings. This is not scary at night. In my opinion, this is not scary at all. Because these workers are not even covered in blood. And I know that there is a lot of reason behind this, but really, this is not how you make a game scary. We need more blood. There will be blood. Then guys, I'm not going to talk about the guns. In my opinion, guns are not killing the horror vibes. It is just a new way to experience the survival element. And so, it's time to talk about the survival element. Because the game is a survival game, but lacks in survival. This is something that I started to say since the beginning of early access. It was not supposed that you didn't need to rest, you didn't need to eat, you didn't need to drink, you didn't need to clear the water to drink. This was so disappointing at the beginning, but hopefully and thankfully through the patches we got so many changes, so many updates that finally led to a survival game that is right now. In the Forest, there were two stats that were incredibly important: the athleticism and the strength. And when you were covered in blood, you could be ill, you could be infected, and this infection would lock athleticism and strength from being updated, from being improved. And this was such a great thing because, hell, I need to wash myself so to not be infected, and so this was survival. Now, Sons of the Forest was announced to be the best survival game. But there is no infections, there is no diseases, there is no athleticism, there is a strength system that is similar to the Forest, but that's okay. But that's all. We decided to go back to the Forest, go back before the Forest, because the Forest, in terms of survival, is actually better than Sons of the Forest. It is something that I cannot explain. And now, I know that Sons of the Forest is still in early access, there are 3 months, more than 2 months before we finally get the full release for Sons of the Forest, and I truly hope that End Night is going to update this and to improve the survival element. But I don't know if we can get something like this. We need a sort of disease mechanic, just like in Green Hell. Green Hell that is extremely complicated, Green Hell that is not the best survival game in my opinion, but it is extremely better than Sons of the Forest survival element, because it works better. There are diseases, there are many types of infections, and there are many types of bacteria. So it is crazy how Sons of the Forest is okay, not better than Green Hell, but it's not even better than the Forest. This is what really is stunning me. Sons of the Forest is still in early access, so there are so many things that could change, there are so many things that could be improved. I truly believe that Endnight is going to deliver an amazing experience with Sons of the Forest that is going to be way better than the Forest. Let me know, guys, what's your opinion about this, comment down below and let me know what you think about this, what would you like to see improved in the full release. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and consider subscribing, following all the social media, especially in our Reddit community and Discord server on Instagram and Facebook, and always remember, guys, to survive the forest for just 2 months before Sons of the Forest gets fully released. Goodbye.